Okay, it's fine. I ran back up here. Hello everyone. This is not a planned stream, but kind of a planned stream. Excuse me. I am so out of shape. Anyways, I just got home from watching Guillermo del Toro's adaptation of Frankenstein. And I said it mostly jokingly that I was going to have a rant/gush review as soon as I got home, but I was like, you know what? I actually am going to film my live thoughts. So if you have not seen the film and you don't want to be spoiled, don't watch this. But yeah, so hi Kev. You should be working, but hello. Also, hello everyone else. Hi Derry, hi Sal. Hi John, hi Tharnal. Who else is here? Listen, TLDR. This is me being out of breath because I ran upstairs. So, TLDR version. Hi, Matt. I really liked it, if not loved it. So I thought it was a very good film. So yeah. Is it a perfect adaptation? Is it an adaptation? Debatably no. However, Guillermo del Toro, and my husband and I were talking about this as we were walking out of the movie theater. Shout out to the Maynard Fine Arts Theater, by the way, because small independent movie theater, keeping films alive. It was such a great experience. And we were not the only ones in the movie theater, by the way, which at a 4:00 showing in the afternoon, early evening, that's great. Like we were not alone. And I have to yell at a dog. It's fine. Anyways, so yes, it was such a good adaptation. The visuals were unsurprisingly stunning. Guillermo del Toro, like, I've seen a handful of his movies, not apparently the most famous ones, aka Pan's Labyrinth, but I know that he knows how to make a film. Like, technically, he knows how to make a film. He knows how to make a good film, like, good-looking film. I liked Crimson Peak, though I haven't rewatched it. I love The Shape of Water. I love, maybe unpopular opinion, Pacific Rim. And I just love the way he tells stories. So, but going back to Frankenstein, the visuals were stunning. The acting was very, very good. The story itself I loved what Guillermo del Toro did. Like I said, it's not an adaptation of the novel, per se, but what I was telling my husband on the way outside of the movie theater, which again, by the way, as an aside, my husband loved the film as well. He thought it was really, really good. And I had to drag him to see this film, by the way, but he loved it. What Guillermo del Toro did in taking elements of Mary Shelley's novel and putting it into this story of Victor Frankenstein, of the creature, of Elizabeth Lavenza, and making it fresh and new, but still honoring the source material, while also adding layers onto the popular cultural depiction and the zeitgeist vision of what Frankenstein is. Because at this point, this day and age, like, Frankenstein in the pop culture sphere is not Mary Shelley's Frankenstein of the source material of the novel. It has become pretty immediately from the 1920s, 1930s film with Boris Karloff. Like, it almost immediately became something of its own. in popular culture and in the zeitgeist. And I think Guillermo del Toro did a really good job of both honoring the source material of Mary Shelley's novel while still building off that popular cultural depiction of Frankenstein and Frankenstein's creature, while also adding his own version and iteration to the further building of that popular cultural like thing. And it was just really, really good. I really want to actually see it again. Like, is it the best movie ever made? No, probably not. But I truly loved it. I see how much Guillermo del Toro loves filmmaking, loves storytelling, and telling a good story while honoring the source material. Again, I keep like harping about honoring the source material. There were a ton of things changed in this film. Like, from the novel, Elizabeth Lavenza is now, again, spoiler alert, is now Victor Frankenstein's brother's fiance. And it's also set in the 1850s, almost 1860s, and there's like steam engines and stuff like that. And he changed a lot of stuff. And it's just, it made sense. And again, he's still honoring what Mary Shelley thematically was going for. And I loved it. It was told in parts. There was literally like a prelude, and then Act 1, Victor's tale, Act 2, the creature's tale, and I adored it so much. He made the creature incredibly and overtly sympathetic, which I thought was wonderful. And he made Victor Frankenstein the villain, who is also driven by, and I think this is the most important thing, Victor Frankenstein is driven by grief in this film, which he is driven by in the novel. And I was just thinking to myself as I was watching just the first 20 minutes of the film, I'm like, thank God he gets it. He, as in Guillermo del Toro, he gets it. And I just, I'm so relieved. Well, I'm gonna be honest. Persuasion set a very, 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 very low bar that was 6 feet under, maybe even like 60 feet under. So any adaptation being better than the crapshoot that is Persuasion, by also Netflix, by the way, again, it's a low bar. It's a low bar. But I'm just so glad that Guillermo del Toro just did a good film, and he was just, the spirit of Mary Shelley would be proud, I feel like. But yeah, I've been ignoring the chat, not intentionally, just because I've been gushing. So I'm going to go back through the chat. This is going to be a very short stream, by the way, because I just needed to like word vomit myself. My thoughts. So yes, I expected it to look good at least as well, Matt. Yeah, I was so surprised like that the Maynard Theater, which is like 45 minutes away, it was playing it. So again, I dragged my husband. Aaron, you liked the film, right? He said 2 thumbs up. So yeah. Oh, I love it. So oh, did I say that the film? Sorry, I meant Guillermo del Toro is the director. Oh, it was a dad joke. Never mind. It's fine. Derry said so many of the best adaptations aren't perfect versions of the book, but they're true to the heart of the story. Completely and utterly correct. Much like the Watch TV series, right, Derry? Yeah, I'm happy that I loved it too. It oddly gives me somewhat of a sliver of hope for Wuthering Heights, because I don't know. Interpretations apparently can be successful. which is, I would argue, is what Guillermo del Toro did in his adaptation. Frankenstein, it was more an interpretation. So, Darius telling Tharnal to go sit in a corner. Again, I'm very glad that I enjoyed it as well, Kim. Duns Conic cat facing the wall. I do need to watch Pan's Labyrinth. Aaron, can we watch Pan's Labyrinth tomorrow? He said, it's okay. So apparently he's watched it before. So okay, so I guess I will be watching it on my own. So I have homework. Darius said, this make me so happy for you. I know how much you love the original text. Ah, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Frankenstein, everyone. Anyways, so I feel the fear of when something beloved gets an adaptation. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, Frankenstein has had multiple adaptations. Again, it's become more than the thing being synonymous with Frankenstein is less the novel and more just the popular cultural depiction of Frankenstein, aka the creature. So I think this is a little different in how I'm like, I guess you could say compartmentalizing or maybe justifying, I don't know what you want to call it, but if it was something like, John, if you're gonna be watching this later, not John Griffith, but the other John, unlike something like Dune, where there are not huge cultural depictions of Dune, like in media, other than like fear is the mind killer, whatever, and people's interpretations of said source material in their adaptations in their film adaptations, aka Dune Part 1, Part 2 by Denis Villeneuve. It's just different. It's just different. Anyways, so yeah. So John says, I always sympathize with the creature in the book. Victor dropped the ball. Typical dad. Yeah, so without going into too many spoilers, there is definitely a focus on, in this film adaptation from Guillermo del Toro, the nature versus nurture aspect of the creature in his existence. It again, I thought it was so well done. Apparently I didn't know that Christoph Waltz was in this movie. He's in it. So there you go. He's cool. Get out of there, butt. Sorry, dog, getting in the way. Matt would be interested in Guillermo del Toro's Persuasion. I actually would be too. So, ooh, apparently he'd love to adapt Phantom of the Opera. I would be interested in that. Mitch says he ain't watching it. Didn't get John's seal of approval. Review bombing with my bot accounts as we speak. I mean, you know, you do what you got to do. It's if it's getting word out there, negative news is still talk and news. So, Tharnal, I'm quite interested in Frankenstein, so this one is very welcome. And I also watched the Hallmark miniseries version, which I loved. I feel like Hallmark and Frankenstein are not two words that you would necessarily put together. Weird. All right. Sal asks, so what way is this an adaptation versus a response to the pop cultural depiction? So, again, huge spoilers, guys. If you don't want to be spoiled for the movie, you should have left long ago, but it's fine. So the adaptation portions are really, honestly, a lot of stuff. So like the depictions of grief and like Victor Frankenstein being driven by grief of his mother's death. That's a major thematic adaptation. He also, in the adaptation, he is focusing on, not really focusing, but like there's a depiction of the creature's kind of development of consciousness and his ability to read through the blind man in the house. There are definite changes there in the adaptation. And there's actually a focus on Victor Frankenstein and in his education and his schooling to become a doctor, which is pretty much like 10, 15 pages at most, kind of glossed over in his early years, and I thought that was really good. Response to pop cultural depiction, it's just it's the whole just the creation of the creature, with the not necessarily even the bolts, but like the whole science behind it. But Carlos also thinks the movie is good, and Carlos has great taste in movies as a cinemateur, film. What's the fancy way of saying a film person? But either way, Carlos is a fancy film person, and even he likes the movie. So, suck it, everyone that doesn't like it. Just saying. But yeah. Anyways, back to the comments. So Matt says, I'd love a version where the monster plays on his reputation as a hulking monster with neck bolts as an act. That would be hysterical. Tharnell, of course, most is there an Igor? Unfortunately, there's no Igor. This is not Young Frankenstein. That's more. I mean, you could argue that Christoph Waltz's character is a Igor-esque character, but not as direct as you would think. So yeah, that is a bingo. Cinemaphile, that's it. Thank you, Derry. Carlos said, I like the addition. I assume this is Carlos, by the way. If not, hi Yolanda as well, or instead. But they said, StoryTube says, I like the addition of daddy issues, abandonment, and cycle of abuse things. Yes. I should have just asked you to come on here and we could have gushed about it. But yeah, I loved the film. I want to see it. I want to watch it again. And I'm so excited for it coming out on Netflix because then I can watch it anytime I want. Carlos did study film and went to theater school, but I also love Marvel movies, so my street cred is questionable. Listen. Maybe it's an unpopular opinion. I love Captain Marvel. It's a great film. That's true. YOLO do be sleeping. I should be sleeping myself. But yes, Sal asked a great question. So should we all go see it in the theater? And I say yes, because I forgot how much I love seeing films in theater, and especially like smaller theaters, like the independent one that I went to. I don't know, it's just something more intimate and cozy about seeing films in smaller theaters without the corporatization of things where you have like assigned seating and it's a big like booming sound system or whatever. It just feels more intimate, and like literally as we're watching out, like walking out, people like working at the theater were like, how'd you like it? And like they were really invested in our experience with the film, rather than just kind of passing pleasantries, like empty pleasantries, I guess. But yeah, I loved it. They're going to be showing Hamnet at that theater for sure. I know that for sure. So I'm definitely gonna be going to see it. Go see Hamnet at that theater. And maybe, hopefully, if they show Wuthering Heights, I will go see Wuthering Heights at that theater as well. I am more than happy to travel a little bit further, which is about 45 minutes away from me, to go to an independent theater than to go, 20, 25 minutes to one of the big, like, Regal AMC thinners or whatever. So, theaters. Good God, it's fine. Yeah, again, TLDR version, I loved it. Whether you like Frankenstein the novel as much as I do or not, I think it is a beautiful adaptation, a beautiful depiction, a beautiful story that Guillermo del Toro is telling. and beautifully visually, beautifully thematically, beautifully acting wise. I'm just gonna say, okay, I didn't even talk about that. Oh my god. Okay, so Jacob Elordi, I was so nervous because he's gonna be Heathcliff in Wuthering Heights, and really the only other thing I've seen this guy in is The Kissing Booth, and that's a stupid movie, intentionally stupid movie to be fair. He was fantastic. Oscar Isaac was also fantastic. That guy can have chemistry with a brick wall, and you would believe it. But he simultaneously, like, he balanced the compellingness and vulnerability and the drive of Victor Frankenstein's grief desires to create life and conquer death, while also still being so believable in his depictions of villainy to varying degrees. And I thought that was such a really good. Mia Goth as Elizabeth Lavenza I love Mia Goth, and I thought she did incredible. It's just so gothic. The whole thing is so gothic, and I just love it so much. It was really good. Yes, George is out of the onesie, and she is feeling better. She goes back to the vet in, well, about 4 weeks, just as a double checkup to hopefully not get a second treatment. But yeah. Anyways, Guillermo del Toro has been talking about making Frankenstein since the 90s, and he recently has been talking about finally creating the thing he wanted to, and emptiness that follows. Oh. And then Victor has that moment too. That is, that's really sad. Like, but also in a oddly beautiful way. Like, it's kind of sweet. The very end of the film, I can see people being very confused and like even enraged at, but again, with Guillermo del Toro's interpretation and depiction just thematically of everything else, it made sense, and I loved it. And yeah, so y'all are bringing it up. Wuthering is not even a real word. Yeah, it's fine. It's gonna be my downfall. Yeah, Oscar Isaac, again, he can have chemistry with a brick wall, and it's believable. But yeah, so great film. Again, TLDR version. I mentioned that this was going to be a short stream, and 30 minutes later, still here. But I loved it. Everyone should go see the film in the theater if they are able to. And if not, it's out on Netflix on November 17th. I don't know. I think I've got the one of the posters is like the background on the thumbnail or something. But yeah, it's really good, and yeah, it gives me hope for Wuthering Heights, however slight, because first they came for Persuasion, and then they were coming for Frankenstein, and I was very nervous, and I didn't need to be. And next they're coming for Wuthering Heights, and it's fine. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. Yeah, Abundance of Joy is worth a longer stream. And now, I mean, that's my cue too. If Carlos is going to sleep, it's too late, guys. So thank you for this last minute stream and joining me and helping me like gush word vomit to my gushing. That's true. I don't know what I'm talking about. There was a Persuasion adaptation that did not happen in the last 3 years. It's fine. But yeah. Anyways, cool. I don't know how to sign off on these things. It's fine. But thank you again, everyone, for joining me very last minute. if you can see the film in theaters, I definitely would recommend it. Again, otherwise it's on Netflix, and not that Guillermo del Toro needs little old May's approval, but I'm very much relieved about this film. So, and the fact that I want to see it again immediately after watching it is a very, very good sign. And yeah, and I'm gonna go, I guess, cry about how much I love this film now. So, anyways, thank you guys. Have a good night, and I'll see y'all around.